Distinguished Public Service Medal, something.
Yeah.
What did he do?
It's a civilian. It's like one of the highest honors a civilian can get.
What did he do?
He was commander-in-chief for 8 years.
What public service did he provide?
He was commander-in-chief.
Yeah, no, what did... Oh, so equally as deserving as the Nobel Peace Prize.
Right. It's like the mayor of London always gets awarded a baroncy. They make them a baron when they retire.
Yeah, but we left London.
Did we?
Well,
did we really?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
I think
Brexit.
so.
I'm not sure. Anyways, good for Obama. You can put that right next to his Nobel Prize.
Yeah, that's good for him.
Yep.
Do you see the letter he wrote? A lengthy letter saying bye-bye.
No, I didn't.
Did you see the moving trucks outside the White House?
I did. Happy days are here again.
Yeah, he wrote a letter, and it's all the same lies that he's been telling. He lists his accomplishments.
I bet he didn't talk about himself.
Yeah, right. The entire 9 of the 10 pages of the letter. I don't know how long it was, but too long for me to read. But yeah, about how Obamacare is great.
He has to have rotator cuff surgery from patting himself on the back so much.
That's right. Yeah.
That was a good job.
And got digs in there that if Trump takes away health care, it's going to kill everybody.
Yeah,
in his bye-bye letter. And I responded and said, bye-bye.
To Obama's
I expect him to respond back.
Yeah. Secret Service are on the way.
Probably. That's okay.
So looks like Trump's daughter and son-in-law is going to be moving into the White House.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just heard that on the way to the studio, and that they bought a mansion only a couple of blocks from the White House.
Yeah, that's unprecedented. The presidents never had their children living in the White House before.
No, and they talked about getting relatives jobs. Apparently, after Kennedy, who gave his brother the Attorney General's position, Lyndon Johnson hated that so much that when he became president, they wrote a law saying you can't give blood relatives and in-laws any kind of paying position in the government. So they could work, for no salary and be an advisor, certainly. And I guess he could hire them as part of his staff.
Right.
But they said that wouldn't be illegal, but they want to question the ethics of it. But, so what? You want to move on to
Ford?
What's his name? Roger Marshall?
Roger Marshall.
Yeah, Representative Marshall, a freshman GOP congressman from Kansas, was posing with Speaker of the House Paul Ryan for a swearing-in ceremony where his son did some dapping. And it's not the
dapping? Dab?
Oh, dabbing. I'm sorry, not dapping. That's a P.
Man,
I inverse those. I have sexlexia.
You are so hip.
And I'm right there with the kids, man.
Wow.
Boop bop, dee bop, boop bop ba. Anyways, the dance move, right, where you put your friggin' nose into your elbow.
Well, you just, look like you're sneezing. Yeah. If you're not familiar with it, that's essentially what it is. But
now, what a dick. Why would you do that to your dad? I mean, really.
It's hilarious.
It's funny, but this is Dad's
That's it. It's hilarious.
Time.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
It's hilarious.
I would never, ever want to embarrass my father like that.
Yeah.
I just wouldn't do it.
Well, you're not a kid today.
I wouldn't have done it
if you would have done it, you would have been smacked in the mouth.
Right. I wouldn't have lived. But
and he didn't, the dad didn't even say anything, right?
Well,
Paul Ryan.
You need to sneeze?
Yeah.
And the kid says, yeah.
Yeah. And he said, okay, you want to put your arm down?
Yeah. But he did get grounded.
Yeah, he got grounded.
Yeah.
From whatever that means. I don't know. But I don't know.
I don't think we'll ever hear from him.
I'm grounded like in the ground.
He's swimming with the fishes.
You don't mess with Paul Ryan.
Or your dad.
I thought, I don't know.
What?
I thought it was funny.
It's a dick move.
I didn't care.
Dick move.
Come on.
You don't do that to your dad.
Well, these people are above pop culture or what? I mean,
you don't do that to your dad.
They were wearing suits.
You don't do that to your dad.
No, I don't think it was a good thing
to do. You wouldn't do that to your dad.
No, absolutely
I wouldn't
not.
have done it to my father.
Absolutely not.
Dick
That doesn't mean it's not funny.
Yeah,
I think it's funny.
Dick move. All right, let's see. What did Trump do with Ford?
nothing.
Okay.
He did nothing.
Just wanted to clarify.
But he is getting a lot of credit, and in fact, Ford did say
taking $1.5 billion away from Mexico and putting $700 million into Michigan.
And that it's partially based on Trump's policy.
They
were slated to build a big facility in Mexico. They decided just this week to not, and they're gonna
Flat Rock.
They're gonna do it in Michigan.
Flat Rock, Michigan.
Yeah, and Mexico's not happy. They said,
"Boo."
The
problem is, Nate, what this is going to do is it's going to cause at least 2,000 Mexicans to come into the United States illegally because they were guaranteed jobs at the Ford Motor Company.
I think it was like 1,200 or something like that. But that's what they're saying. They said
they got families.
Their newspaper headlines were Trump denies 1,200 jobs to Mexico.
Good.
Like, no, he didn't.
Ford did.
And also, I think that's great.
Yeah, I do
right?
too.
I mean, that's a good thing. Not that I want Mexico to be mad at us, but if the headline is that jobs are going to be in America versus Mexico,
we're going to go with the
that's
USA.
Good. Every time. That's good. What are they going to do?
Yeah, even if they get $15 an hour.
Oh, they better. Well, they'll be union.
Yeah,
right.
They don't. Ford and General Motors don't pay like they used to, but that's okay. People will still line up to take those jobs. Believe me.
And those weren't the jobs.
Believe me.
Those weren't the jobs like Obama would say that Americans just don't want to do. Right? Those are good old-fashioned American jobs.
Play the song again.
What? Really?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
China all the time. China all the time. China all the time.
All right, so
you're having a hard time tonight.
That makes me confused because apparently he likes China a lot. Are we going to bring...
No, he hates China.
I thought he likes China.
No, he hates them.
China all the time.
Yeah, he hates them.
I don't think he does.
That's not... Talk about taking out of context.
What's the context of that?
He said, I hate China all the time.
China all the time?
Yes, that's what he said.
I didn't know that.
China. But what he said, which you didn't let us get to, is I love Mexicans.
He does love Mexicans.
I'm going to build a great, great wall.
If you hadn't closed that out, Steve, I would be able to play that. But my computer said no, nay. So David Letterman caught him, right? Because David Letterman brought some of Trump's ties, and I don't mean his personal ties. I mean his product line,
like,
and there's silk ties.
You mean like to Putin? Like they brought his ties to Putin?
No, what? No, I didn't.
You
hear
said
about
like
that.
his personal ties.
I
see what you're like. Not okay. I was thinking like he has personal ties with Putin. You meant like
neckties.
You meant personal ties out of his closet,
right?
Okay.
These weren't his neckties. These were a product line he had of
Trump ties.
Silk. He goes, oh, they're beautiful, right? They're beautiful, like there, and he's going through them.
And they are
USA. Oh, this one's made in China.
Yeah.
Oh, really? It's beautiful though. That's what he said.
Yeah, and that's old news, and that was played a million times during the campaign. We get it.
How are we doing on time? Are we close to a break?
Why? Do you need a break?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I just want to get my trivia question in.
Oh,
but
geez.
we can move on to Macy's.
Which, by the way,
Sears,
here's
Kmart.
and this is how this should work all the time, and it doesn't. China all the time.
Yeah.
Trump is getting the credit for Carrier not leaving. He's getting the credit for
air conditioning stuff, heating and
yes.
stuff like that? Okay.
He's getting the credit for Ford building in Michigan. He also should get the credit for Macy's closing
Sears, Kmart.
100 stores.
Yeah. Macy's is going to close 100 stores, maybe lose up to 10,000 jobs. They're talking about a drop in sales and internet competition, which is true, right?
Yeah.
Macy's, the country's largest department store chain, announced just yesterday it plans to eliminate these 100 stores all over, and one is in Lansing, where we live.
Yep. There's, I think, 3 in Michigan or something like that are closing, I heard. Some number.
I don't know. I know that there's 10 Kmart's closing.
Okay, well...
And Sears owns Kmart, and then there's one Sears in Grand Rapids that's closing.
Yeah.
But Sears is closing a bunch of stores. Oh, wait a minute. 78 Kmart, 26 Sears stores. Did you hear that Sears sold Craftsman tool to Stanley?
To Stanley, so that should be good.
Maybe.
There should be an improvement.
Are they still going to have the no question guarantee?
I don't know, but I mean those. To be honest,
where I work, we go through a lot of tools. We buy Craftsman, and if they break, we just take them down to Sears, hand our broken wrench in, and we get a new one. It's just great.
Feel free to not answer if you're not supposed to. Who pays for those tools?
You do.
Okay.
And I do.
The employer. So I will say I am happy that they're buying cheap tools. That does make me happy. And with a nice warranty that you can get locally. Right. Those Craftsman tools are not that
We work
great.
all over the state, so we can go in. Now it's just the hand tools that are Craftsman, lawnmowers and snow blowers and all that. Those aren't.
But none of it's that great.
Well, what the hell.
Yeah, it works.
So we'll see what Stanley does.
Yeah,
right?
we will see.
So they bought it out.
I don't think Stanley had a similar warranty on their hand tools.
No,
and
they
stuff.
don't.
So we'll see.
The point is that here's some good news with Ford, but look at 10,000 jobs just with Macy's and a few thousand more with Sears and Kmart.
Yeah. So
they can't compete.
What's the net on those jobs?
What do you mean the net?
How many jobs has Amazon added?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing with this sort of... So Macy's, is going out of business because they didn't keep up with the world. That's what it is, right?
Well, they're not.
Amazon's not having a problem selling stuff.
They're not going out of business, but
no,
a lot of stores.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. They're closing these stores. They're having to cut back because they're not keeping up. Right. And now maybe... I shouldn't say that. Maybe they are expanding online sales. I don't know.
I would hope they are.
I've never really heard of Macy's being a big online retailer.
Right, because, they have the whole shopping experience, right? That's the upper class, the
I mean, you can go there and have a shop you can have people bring clothes to you to try on if you want, right?
Do lots of stuff.
It's fancy. People don't want that. Some people want that.
Not so much anymore.
But not enough to have a store in a mall. Right, it's not like walk by traffic.
Well, the thing is, their sales dropped 2.4% from last year, which doesn't sound like a lot, but that's hundreds of millions of dollars lost in sales.
Yeah,
going
it's a bummer.
Else.
It's a bummer. But what are you going to do?
Do you want me to do the trivia question?
Yes.
I know you do. All right, so here's the trivia question. It's a tricky one. No, it's not. The United States bought the Virgin Islands for $25 million in 1917. That's lots of money in today's dollars. Who did they buy the Virgin Islands from? What country?
The Virgin Islands.
There's a bunch of little islands, and they're just east of Puerto Rico, which is a United States territory. So, but there's the British Virgin Islands still in there, and there's the Spanish Virgin Islands kind of in there as well. I'd like to go there, but they're very remote, and I bet very expensive.
I wonder.
Because they have to import just about everything.
So the question was, what country did we buy the Virgin Islands from?
In 1917 for $25 million.
We'll be right back.
Lock it in. And rip the knob off. Red State Talk Radio.
My Parents Open Carry, a pro-gun kids book from White Feather Press. 13-year-old Brenna and her parents spend their day in typical fashion. But what's not so typical is that Brenna's parents lawfully open carry handguns for self-defense. And the Strongs join a growing number of families who are standing up for their Second Amendment right and bringing gun ownership out of the closet. Order your copy of this unique kids book at myparentsopencarry.com.
It's a bumpy ride through the political jungle with Nate and Brian.
believe me.